Yasaba, Yadamu ina amase se majibre mo hwe the ultimate TV breakfast show, Adom TV or multi TV. So Yadamu ina amase. Quick one, my main cast lucky eba for Adaroma and edisa and komowe edi bro. Lucky eba si adebia adane kran down so biano. Fa kodomo na afe womo emo na bibia entimi enkonkan emfa emmao. Owas ebusuya konuma na unim kwabna ajiman keja nso a meka se uma na wotwe wi enkuja no na ninu yakuma na oye headmaster was kwabna boating edu tutu amankwado afreno kapuna na oye chechefo was kapuna na dodo na afreno na yine won hihye nyame adoma baso ewo ni krom asen bosomdwe final funeral rites on the 8th of bosomadwe anyway asen wo was a phobia no. Okay, so na assurance yes in Thomas Aquinas Catholic Church, Pokuai Senior High School. Make house Kwabnaji my keja, ne brother, no chadio a year Opokuai School, and for you Kweja Yamayako Yabaka home so embrace him. Yo, happy birthday, comma Mrs. Evelyn Owusu, and I say Evelyn is Yasari. Efrura ana oma eho no mo nyina ase ono kase mo obatampa nyame enka ho bra wodi wa woda sonko kra Evelyn Owusu good morning upon saying
morning
one lady be or Connecticut also from enko mo si men koso fan krama na de bi akoje pretty nana sa na friend pretty nana oben area ho is Lagos or Connecticut or show papa ye na oba na ne age intino obanso already so be host to sounds na ko fa Canada I don't know oh nyame I don't know what is that me timi ma on beji fans ni na nkosa na bibi amoko sorry 1760 your text message line intino bakacho say me pemo asem eja buru ni ene me ka bro fu de je me ban America ni ka de Connecticut so na Connecticut oh my God, let me say, oh, now the American for the bra. Go, I could be the cushion. I was a chibota for na be you na couple of wa. Edition Jimmy pass him. Mubba na me se ponto boase. Go kuni wa mubba me say, very yes. Sampa there can easily na sampa display there. Hey, na sampa na ya so ye afashe. O di afashe no wa hwe business. Ana ode unam sampa kwanso nyina ode ko avezo so unu ndodo S-class they do be no mia bibi na ahaja keka ne say na otim tadwe o say yes first lady ampa oh okay jabo sampa na what is saying now we come mama
abe you know minim ni enti omo ya be ekwan no be duru junction so ekuru no mu ade o ma anya fi say enye bad town omo ya betimi aye kama mo but baby omo dey go fire honorable asiedu nkati akurom ho
se kwa hono mo
omo dey from brekum
se kwa brekum
from brekum to se kwa hono ekwa bi a so omo sheda no omo dey go fire so
se de be ambehu
abehu dibidu a ye bedu se kwa na ekuro mu kamia nice na ya ta ona kwa because honorable asiedu wujafo control na ekwan waya bedu fie nkwantia na de akai but good na me hwe you know we need to travel and see we could draw na me hwe kwan so me hwe ish enti adwuma omo ye wo hani ndi me no omo me see for my no di ono mo kase cashew no mo nya nipa kranto so what ye wo India fo bi a che da bi on put pressure on me no kure na me nko hodanti no me I didn't give them a word. But me call any amako huni no, I will invite them to come.
Okay.
Now yes, I need to they actually want to put the factory on the process. I don't know, dry no the ako. Genevieve said
the potential cashew nut area.
Oh yes, and it was a nice trip. But next time me for we na me car workshop me person me ko ties kan magic. Na the design seven we we ko na me
Oji now the politics of the fashion concern didn't see look at Yabakasa do time easy also which is
occasions like that I'm in fine politics. It is almost come with you say oh we NDC for now bomba promise omuntua because last year omuntua honorable ese din kete ontua no okọ we so promise ti me no impe promise bia because me krom kwane owa I just gave them na me honestly MP invite me na me a fashion say bia omo target ne say education ye ti do na ade abaka asem na o say me de kakra kam and then they contribute to 5,000
but no I don't know how they stress it to amount for so because from information it is normal you know parties they got 2,000 3,000 na individual go 5,000
oh but MP no ankasa kura 10,000
MP no ankasa
yeah to 10
na I saw ordinano also when na we be ma outro checks e monko yi
na MP no ka say 10,000 cash or more 10,000 cash well media say me ba no ma
to wa country
no say me de to wanzan ko me nya afiri mu pe wa we a wanzan kam biem
okay
you know say me sign ma wo
but say we organize a fashion
oh anya bad you know and me bought TV3 wo kan fashion me bought TV3 abaso pa me nya kwan enhwe TV banano weekend me share Ghana most beautiful I think say Togo Afedeni Votarians so they've done well I don't know if it's my first time here beginning maybe I don't can say doom because I need time but me channel be am better be an magi say TV3 FM share question now oh very nice
okay
very nice TV3 they've done well with Votarians honestly the way they organize it
all right
if you say
we yam festival no say and I say Ghana's most beautiful
okay so see here nice
okay
some pans here kwa share that side you know baby you know anya bad you know we should
Ghana
improve on it.
Ghana say we ka Ghana ho o titi come na ekoso na we dey ekoso na
what you say e ka Ghana ho just that we chiri into me I don't see the obi beka say enka Ghana ho o share development ni omu ye ya and you be surprised say from Sampa to Nsuatre let Kenya ho throughout a free Nsuatre calling and no say light off and Jimmy Fee say omuka Ghana they are enjoying the Unicra more than okay. But akwano de nukure ni me am free for so na me feel say don pim to chufu pra so nye kura but honorable ase dun ketia onom dem ko fire there serious yes aban from Kokuanu to Sampano and also enye na crash bi minim say no ma bro say the speed pa honorable ko speed sa be san wom yakwa ni 15 minutes na the car ni tie two na okose na ni abegi I say wow another taxi bi utu say a bluebird those days
old bluebird
yeah no am to no abesa once you do baby no wa bi ni engine so so di yakwa no terrible I see we na mo na me yeyi but Mother Ghana now we have to do it be many so makot that area ukure na menim kopim nsoko
next time so goka
ehon ekoy
goka sampa
nya hon ekoy ade no goka KOKO ehon ekoy
good and quite natural because all still omunye
okay
all right organize what different one where you afraid we say
we answer your katie
okay
ebi wa ya na ya to bi na jam
say we afraid we say na make na some kind na say and then quite so beyond that they say where you afraid we say
we answer your katie
okay all right kwaba
the glass be a glass
yeah says shade here be a kwedi na bi aboko but who you think cocoa training say there about your notice
but him say
and so there na mo
well me share that nya briefing bebre e wo ho but me gidi ye say oman mu say ne da bia me no di nkomo ameka no emra so say etwe ani ko hwe ekuayo da bia no eya na obi fi say e wo say obi tena baabi e obi asade say oye kua no ma oman na aduane ma ne di nto amafo hu omo say they are far from farming it is say wo ka kire ho say e wo tena ho mu obi abetete aduane ahye wanum and you know mintimi hu say nim na amafo nimu the opportunity to so farming mu no you have no idea nti wo say ya share hu nkran especially young ones no because twenya say obetwen say
white color
me nana a wo san krum no onwia bode na won tran kra ha na wunia ono bedua na sign no betimi adua nti at the end of the day no ye be import bode dia free Cote d'Ivoire na watena ho so abo aban achi
okay
so what you say there are a lot of opportunities. Rice farming, rice emuya, the profit margin in rice production is more than 100%. It's a matter of actually 4 months, 3-4 months now harvest woman I then never see it now. Meanwhile, as I say no, you go to some areas and the land is there.
Okay, Japan. You're a farmer yourself. An honorable account. Then I said that energy, that ahokeka, that openo, say yen mebunu titu. Ebe tria dwene free. Obi pe a bank a juma na say ye juma.
Me dey abom me yam tie.
Then be ya tria ho free. Ye who say kuaya branches bebrebe wo mu wa oye moa wa oye mo wa oye ebro wa oye koko wa oye anka oye kwadu ye branches bebrebe ebe de ya ketimatwe enyina adwen akoso
me hu ni say yen ya komu kakra no e wo say e ka story no bi ate wo hu nka ntete no kuayo no na enhye da enya akono bebrebe so hu nti amanfo feel say ukoye kuade a ene wakam nya de abetumi a succeed if off air o catch them say na man for pay say mprako nam about until obi pay mprako over 100 a day over 100 mprako ye aboa bi a odore pa omo multiply rapidly so ho me te he me mprako nti so we young guy now was say we were crash na so be nya mprako kwa a hot cake in the market also wo dia abaye ni say obenya mprako. And then so we weigh more than 10 kilogram. Weigh no matter.
Yeah, your farm price in
very good farm price near the other. Inti say prako ba could be a crano 1 ton crano betono between 300 to 500 Ghana cedis.
A broke kilos.
Oh, my canesa between 300 to 500 Ghana cedis. Now so to me ton 10 cry a saying. And I want to see can wo. Utimi ton 10 as a prako ba could be answer wa utimi wo ebi over 10 15 so na eno so na ye the win-win situation ebetimi aboa o man eno no in farming no wo as a farmer no ubenya osika I be feeling all right so eno so no ebeboa o man no because ye sika na ye wa akosesa de akoje dollars ni euros ni ade no ebetimi save at least ye ntumi export kra na ebetumi ayedie ebetumi adie ewo man mu
I see
nti no ye win-win situation a wonya osika no na eboa ama oman economy ni so agya na so unlike say ubenya sika na dia import to service second hand clothing into this country ubenya osika all right but it goes to affect the strength of the currency in this country.
Oh kuaye no ahokeka no what is happening
me no enwa adwene baby I don't know ni age nti with all respect to
no
me
problem
e bia age no nti onim oka bibi say first na ekuya no mom enye attractive first mom
kuya na very attractive
kuya ye attractive me ka mimi kromfo mom ko ahafo ene ko ye koko nti mimi krom mom nya sika besi dan nyina mom ko ahafo na sa wo hwe brekum nom ni adan akese
ibi kumase
yeah cocoa farmers pa na etinisi adan takura de mu nyina wo mu ko ho adan akese ni nyina no hwe anaye farmers. I would rather say this time mum reward no in farming no ekofom ema nipa eni enye ho biem. For example emu odo emu a time a ade ne beso amu ati no hours abe putu in enura ade begu so ne bibia no ukọ yam emu no wie na obi beto a na che say awro. What do you say? Let's be honest. What will help farming be attractive if any government be bana obetia? Sautia, ya beba way so. Say World Bank ni IMF before be catch say no subsidy, no subsidy. Honorable do up check all over the world. America, Germany, be bia omo aduane sufficient bia. They subsidize their farmers. They subsidize them. Anya sa enkaduane no or the bar market a enke ntumi nto. What you say? enti aha no a yen subsidize wo mu omu di omo bia ne ba omu to omu nya hwe enti se oho no hu se ne maame ne papa asofa sa faith no pe na fe otwe no ho efiri osuro no no so pese okọ ekurokesi so enti nukure ni enke a good business but aban no ana aban bi ebebe bia no oka farming na they really need to subsidize the farmers.
So when you say yo.
Yes. Now subsidy be ni saying you see who see a fertilizer for cocoa. But tomatoes nyadua bibia again any fertilizer nko. Sika ebi obeto seedlings ene o dey say. Ni nyina boa but farmers na ankasa nso no. Edu ma bi a ebi ni mutiri mo de pa. Se aban di sika kura man se onfankoye efuo no onye mimi say asin we do 598 acres farm valley bottom yi mimia I will who say mo wom say me ma won seedlings me am to bibia de mo ye wie no apart from me farm no omu ba je ni sika kodo efuo eje padis no kodua ye nyina koton na kemoda ene tapa ewi ase ekra ba ku sa de me bagina Adom FM onu na excuse me onu na wadi misika no onu de ma bagina Adom FM
oso ende
wa story bi obeba ho because I'm going to explain when I was there onu mo na zan kam chini tum so enti enukura ni farm no de mi ankasa de me ba wu komu ame caution ko me ko ye bi wo dida afrancho kokoben fuase techiman yabe area hono plantain any fish pond ukwa baja ni nyina ye jegu enti se nukurani amanfo do mu bokwa ko hyeku mu a e wo so omutumi hu se lucrative e be boa wo se ne first no that koko obitumi ti koko etumi to cement esi dan
okay
anya sa ekuyafo no bibi omo ye biya no entimi anya hwe.
You see, there are two main things that affect kuyayo no. So bako your land tenure system. I will make that I will agree. Obi owa our pepano so be ye fu. But sabi impredia so assassin new fear and you know inheritance system in this country. I bet very difficult. So be to me that one I will accept. Secondly, issues about trust. I buy subsidies here, Honorable Ken. As I speak to you now, uko graboso mofa or more fertilizers guwa or my ready some of them akuyafo mama koye emo. But senior okay no nipa na beji awie na anka buy the be ya cheso all right na buy the amount nka why wo mo ne ba no aba betuaka ontua nipa na beji awie na mo na ba no ontua. So these are the issues. But for me, on any day, make us say, kuya dear, ye nye kuya moka. For me, ye nye kuya moka. Say sabi mfa so no anya ne bebre kra na. E kan said that enim bebre sa. Ndi nyina ye ena. Let us also the profit aspect ni here. But yes anyi o man so ho. Ani aduanye e bedie ho. Ya we here at a point in time no. Yebekra aduane bia ayedi o maimu nti medium gidi ye say aban betumi for example and na me no ka say aban seedlings cocoa ya ye say kodua yi aban say wo bia pese odua cocoa bia beje ni free o. If you go to some of the districts seedlings ni bi o wa ye nya nipa kra manage some of the districts so in the never way no man was encourage say obi betena ho obi we school no better now about 4 years, 5 years. Even if you start something, meanwhile you are looking for something better to do. In this 4 years, 3 years now, men we see no. At the end of the day, no one say, and no crab it me so dem crab or jade or no.
Okay, but meaning
no crane open be a tea or everything boils down to government. aban no wo so na nisu ade hu e agriculture look banchi eno ani say wadokuya no waye nafuo na afia so no watu banchi na ode akodwom akoton. That is not all. They don't have the ready market. If you have ready marketer, aban no makes it available, say companies ni ya banchi etimi ya ko Thailand. So bisa usu ajima ya no ye PSI say ya ko Thailand utimi enya 30 products
out of banchi.
Out of banchi. Tapioca, any tablets omu ye ni you know the banchi. 30 products. What are we doing in this country?
Starch.
Yeah. Right. Well, enti akutuo ya ye wo say we have other machines at air bar ye de be perfume ne hono no kra na ye gwi. Yes, ne hono no ye gwi keke no ye de perfume eburo Ghana ye krobia eni center anwa epahada because eburo what we can do corn ya kasai oil ye nya free mu wanti say abandonment ni emie say nyoma we mu nyina mu encourage private sector no to come in ekuya no enye attractive ebe attractive say me ye decide say ebe factory no onyankoma se won it's because na me call campaign am ko duru krobi so odumase ekropon dumase na akwa no kra we wini chief farmer central region na na kutu watie gu kwan pa na yesi Burkina for before ma mefa na essay so wow and I'm promising some mutuma me baby mu this is what I'm going to do and it's to be a factory in world so until say yenya company say be process ye nua ne bebre no a kakra no me be dwom no de
kakra bi no
yeah
because no say
wo and again so onye hu say factory bi wo ha be to ma yi a so no one pole
so ready market
two poles.
You know, a business makes a topic with very, but you see,
I
was saying who said,
yes,
I was saying who said, so who could cry more and also a business on its own. Then you say, who could cry and be an hour could you have to study the market. And then the whole ready market. And more mean this will be better catch him, so I don't know now union permanent tomon. So the also planning. Even time I would be able to know by any crown, I was all planning. Me my body full. But me say from June, July, aircon, August, and a body more than. So, in this my phone now, though body available in the system, make calculate who say, since in Bain, I may not buy any bar, it's business. So the fact look, Atadri, you have no idea that the marketing, the first say, make us say, you can as young ones, no, and and just say, who so could dear banchi. Not banchi, no, who are not boss on the media and also dear banchi.
But a capital intensive.
I said, capital intensive. Omuanga said, do at the end, can capital intensive. But
processing and capital intensive. You need to get the equipment, the machine.
Processing capital intensive.
But because we at me do nanka phone need we no okope sa food drink aye no okwabu tire machine say bia na dey. So but we need to encourage ourselves.
But system no encouraging no.
No, policies, it doesn't.
And all those things.
You see, we must start from somewhere. As for the system, we always enrich we can see. Now, many youth to be here, we went for a youth conference. I'm inviting some speech. And first time I catch it almost say, and that's what I told them. Yes,
Kumasi. I want to outline a lot of things I discuss here. You know, we differ on voters register. More 10 points in Misaka.
But
you to be NDC youth.
Yes, it was Ashanti region. Youth. No more to almost afraid. In fact, me call the first day. And man call the second day. Now, one of the things I'm a catcher of money say, look, fashion why you must say, men finally say, you will be responsibility. So also, I will be
a wow
responsibility.
Exactly. Wow responsibility.
And your party.
That's true.
In fact, we were an indoor discussion. I'm not ready to.
So, but it's a general principle.
But it's a good point.
Yes.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
I was telling
the reliability on individuals.
One person said, Obi Bwawa, a plus. Minka say Obi Mobi. You know, why we were there? I'm not going to reduce our level. But we are going to say, I was say Ken Buame. It is Ken's responsibility at all costs. Unye ye wa braboni. I agree. Say was a buying, a buying, no your policies. Na creating the environment. I mean, na ye. But then the little kakrana I and me call line 30. I paid a surprise visit to line 30 certificate or more officer. Now me share name the way musi your money money adi. They were complaining about space. Now me drew on. Now the little space now war they were not making good use of the little space. Oh, I'm trying to draw your attention to the fact say kakra na available no. In my constituency, last 2 weeks, I can say there are lands in my constituency about irrigating. So, let's sit down. For me, on any day, I'll go for a Greek. On any day, let's sit down. Now you say, look, I'm buying better me. So I'm buying and creating the environment now as youth. There are people on my so, but
percentage
look, especially cocoa farming. Especially in cocoa farming. Minimum cocoa, almost shall almost mado cocoa. And then they are very successful. Okay. In the villages, and I'll tell you this, in the villages. We have you to know my Omonia Bro, Moya, Juma, Obi Twan, Obi cocoa, Obi way now. The Panico Bruce the bar, Bugger, Obedu Krumwa, Bugger Sikasa, the Sikasa, the Kano. No, not the farmer. No, I talk. My money is cancer. I'm let me to coin. I'm telling you.
Okay. But me want to ask. You must say concentrate just for this prelims. I think they become main issues.
Yes.
Yeah. It was cocoa here. Here. The everybody said. You be more coin. I'm a farming in Koma. The Kwan Koma. Maybe announced with the challenges. We are young Casa 7 on 0302 211 701 up to AF4. Now they are changing answer. 0302 211 701 up to 4. Ghana kuaye kwan be fa so a ene emabunu ani be ka ho ye kon be do ye hye a osu se ba ma ye nso ye kontimi do e hawa okokuaye ni ma wom kwan be fa so e be sia no nsusu anso a se tra ni ma we nyina timi sipia e betimi di abra ye rapo apansa na ye ra sa ye nkoma be 0302 211 701 up to 4 wo kuaye m dada so a they are specifically a bro bunch body kwadu nyadoa whatever just brief us near in a consult to
I've said people like Honorable Kennedy Mo should come on board because look so no with the resources and also not even a monk or bear the challenges are a what for the no or call for mobia na obeshe na wapen who nim dear was about travel house or the bois. There was a time I was talking to Zoom Lion guy, some years ago. Na many dinkoma na or say a quine bena for no fast on Mudoko Nasi. He was looking at machines on the Samoa near the infant local quasi. There be a second year the local quasi. He was thinking about ways and means are obey to me and bisa at Yabo. Once that problem is solved, people back to cocoa more than 30 acres or so. Because the problem is so obey and I'll be cash on campaign. But maybe I know what a classic honor. Only this opportunity no.
Okay. Nana Kojo what Tamale Martin Apoti say. Nana Mr. Ebrinti Jumu TV no. Na fe kasa se be man yen koso why Mr. Nana.
Only this opportunity. As for the challenges, they are there. Me tell my candidate, and that doesn't mean say who will cry anymore. And a Bianecra, Papa said Bianecra, what Yako and no cry no bread.
Okay, Prince, what time? Good morning. I'm saying. Hello, Prince. Meet you, Prince.
Yeah. Yeah, Boko, yeah, I can say. Excuse me, Osha Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire this year, I'll call our ministers in our farm. A few weekends are almost now capital or mobile village. And now my farm will comfort the dead. A queer, a much man. na ha yehunisa aha yehunisa
okay yeah that's Same Wakaswa good morning apologize saying
good morning Adom FM Adom TV sorry
ni nyina adwumaku ba ko ba TV
anape waka sama mani age pa say Ghana for no nyina ya to aba ma omo be mpenifo ba de ehia ne say omo nso omo de Ghana sika no de gege ndwuma man ya ye wo man no mu enye di aye anything or say no for campaign or for so bi asianka eguo anka ne essay ba osebo say ye to man na obebedi a obedie factory waye nti ninua ne na ofon kai na o maka no so mo so nye saa na Ghana yenye adwuma ye ne anye saa ye go akọfa desert so afọ Libya ane agote ne ye fa fugu pa
okay
ye temu Ghana pen
yeah that's Uncle Ato good morning apom say hello Uncle Ato
hello masa
apom say
yami ado masa
yetio
yo but Mr. Central region that akwana no wana the second center for the nasipa because bibi ndc ni ba me bona baso e wo no ma bia Mr. Ken o yen was central yami shira no and say anka na no kan wasam no central region di anka pa senyo no a nke nyu bia akwa to tomaye nti asa bai ma na ni kosa no ma no ho ma se process na service na wo asebu our process ma egu ababia nti Mr. Ken na wa shasi a obo enkaka ka di yami shira no ntunu kwam na ombiem se na be central for yeso betray kaka
okay yeah that's yenko jam bronga hafu region bronga hafu Adams good morning apom say
good morning sir
Adams Bible say Bible say asordin to say bayi ma o TV no volume no enko form ya cancel na kan ya koye bayi no enti mpacho kasa
hello
meet you Adams
hello
meet you
first Canada Japan am person me bo na baso kakra ewo de o asimo kan ni asun kan penfo ni ati me fa ni nsam ni biam ka ya je be ya be bo my God am say nyam penfo mo what is on the life bia o you cry me fe bibi bia o be bia ant me bo na baso pa
bibi o ya share de won kan de o ke ka sense ana e be twa so ne apo na akọ but that can some chance ana ide enti ya mata de ama che be ni e mo bibi mo ga bibi de e be twa so ne e da mo se de sisi ana akua yo se na be ka de okay good morning apoti say
hello
hello good morning apoti agbe
nyame adumo
good
dance pass o mine
yes sir
o mine
biti o abusia
bom to say
igusu kakakra
yo o mine ye ni dance mamu ana emo pa na edua wow na se no eno no so boa ye den te se de o mo to aye ka no ye kan say wo be ye don be wi no eno no be giska ni nyina enti e be se wo mo te se de kan ne ka no o mo man no ma fom se ne be ya yesu ya adwuma na yesu betumi anya so mfaso kasa na adwuma no be wi no na adwuma giska ni nyina me da ma ti bebre
all right yesu da say yenko na yenko gina eye era eduso edumachi na pom ti say edumachi apom ti say
Asa choba ko no mpoza na mpesa me baso kakra.
Kakaka yenko e.
Me pa chopi kuya sama muke no kuya uska bat. Ene uba ko ese mo se onabo anabo no ke ja poto ka yo bi kuya mboka ba to ma me ese ne ya boka. Ya pro ene ke su anto. Su anto.
O se planning.
Esa se ko to boy dey do display assassin so no boy dey.
Okay. Asase boy dey ana time o dey dia o ne man so no. Oh, okay.
This year is bad for them.
For Bravo, but Nana Kwesi match. Okay, Nana Kwesi. Yes, Nana 80.
ano kwa sama mo dia bana die editro me nana kusi medini ye nana kusi amponsa
Nana kusi
wa ewo bio apo adokoku esi dan o kuma se ma me papa no nya bit na heme e ma me ko ene wo sa na phobia kura ɛwɔ tɛpa wɔtena hɔ si dan ɛwɔ bɔm so ɛnɛ mmeranteɛ no yɛkɔ yɛ mu a ɛnte saa masa sɛ yɛkɔ kura ɛwɔ phobia kura kaa kora yɛde kɔ no kaa no yɛpaake wɔ fan sɛ bi a car price a yɛbɛnantea koduru Flagstaff house and Sapa near Dropra. It will be Bussasset. Who environment to be saying, I have branded to self, and I am to see a work here. You know, no, it's a Paco car where Brabia no answer from family fancy be a circle to Flagstaff house. How then do you survive? The Kobasa were pronouncing malaria.
It's true. It's true.
And very, very important.
It's true.
The other factors here in Europe. The non-buyer thing. Hello.
Okay, meet you.
And non-buyer thing. I buy and also what this is. Then as I said, every decision about agriculture here is political. It won't take a very bold political decision. Now, on subsidize
genuine farmers. Yeah. Okay, and that's it. You go to that domain crew. Good morning. I probably say. Mr. Ade, good morning. Domain crew.
Good morning. Yamishra no majuma pa moye.
NDC MPP yanka obi. Won top here o
Mr. Ade patriote you, yeah.
Yeah, na semu.
Wadaruma, patriote you, wadaruma.
Oh, obi ti se Kennedy Japan. Obi ti se Kennedy Japan. Ene hona bo na omotron. Adwen ewo mutirimu, e ya adwenpa. Nanso ministers bi na aka no. Ti akomutika, e ti se broafo tomato si pro. And let's over the mind to put to Sadaka is 600. Do fit a brown for day. Let processing tomatoes factory will have more and very important. So, Yemen discouraging you from a moment yet a Jumano because what don't toast none at the Obiana for net can overcook. So, if you and penny for no, Yamiamo when Yenwa Yamu Cano.
Okay. Oh, to was Adaruma.
Tomato factory.
Doma Hinkruno, Doma Hinkru.
But honorable problem a woman say, who the factory Nico was one. And for tomatoes, no more farmer. To say near the air. Ancano, we see. Grasu, you what here, and the factories here. Or see, Omube load no na. Oman tia loaders neka. Oh, ain't you? The next time you go for no, what the guwa can working for? Factory is it. Well, this is a mimic of factory, because say,
but tomato, doma.
We can do it. Unisano and that China equipment, we can do it.
Tata is now.
And who says somebody kowa or say a buying to be electricity. Member concession. That's what we mean by subsidy. And you could afford right. What you say? Yeah, rate anybody who decides to move his factory to the rural area or no electricity, no, or obi chrome entry up. And no man encourage
more factories
investors. Emma Omodi Ako. So there are so many ways we can do it.
There are a lot of opportunities. Sometimes, Adam, if he say, opportunities na yenim. There's no two ways about the fact say, cocoa remain the most lucrative aspect of farming. Nti obi obeka say ne untumi ko uko rural areas ni nyina. Nti na BBS ka umbia say eye cocoa. On BBS ka umbia and me no ka say aban to cocoa one bag no 62.5 kilogram no or turn about 350 Ghana cedis per bag. And now, world market also determine the producer price. And now there are a lot of opportunities. You know, I did go so fertilizers near the other crops, no, and there was a tea near shore. For example, rice. Your uncophobia from rice support for we call Ghana Irrigation Authority for what or more air bois a creafoa. If you put almost from cooperatives, if you are nipa be me no me asa insia no ma ko kire ma asase document ho mba be regiti asase na mamo na modi aye afuo eni ade abayan kasa so eye bi nano bear 2 weeks in better account then immigration holder one me concerns are buying aya it be cry do baby none hand and so I be no. So I will agree to some extent. Say, look, we need to do more. But the point is that the end that done no. Are we using it? Are we putting it to judicial use? So, say they ask for the opportunities. Look, the can you now bar. There will be challenges. Business be any challenges in him. Challenges no will be there. But no should not discourage business be also take a risk.
Okay.
And you can say discourage you.
You're not lucky about for us. Brother say come say dinner pay bedi. Damu nyina ma say amoso contribute na check ra say kaya no e mo de but in sema hodo nso e o ma sisi etu ho anamo 1760 text message line no Fabra Nigeria brain team kinkan nyina enfama. Government orders doctors to call off illegal strike with immediate effect. And the government wishes to restate its commitment to the creation of a conducive working environment for all public sector workers. In this regard, government has lately been in discussion with the Ghana Medical Association on conditions of service for medical officers. It should be noted that the demands contained in the proposed conditions of service have never existed in the past. Government wishes to note that already the Public Service Joint Negotiating Committee is involved in a universal discussion of Category 2 and 3 allowances. Any negotiations of such allowances must therefore be under the ambit and in line with the work of the PSGNC. Further, it is important for government to conduct a financial analysis of the impact of any such conditions of service on government expenditure in order not to adversely affect the annual budget approved by Parliament. Also, as a result of the need to maintain equity and fairness in public sector remuneration, especially in order not to jeopardize the recently implemented single spine pay policy, it has become necessary for government to seek the advice of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission on the demands put forward by doctors. Government is of the view that while these processes are ongoing, it is unfair and against the rules of labor practice for the GMA to declare a partial strike by withdrawing all outpatient services. This amounts to coercion and attempt to compel government to negotiate under duress. So, one, the position of government is readiness to judge and negotiate. Two, to also make sure it doesn't affect the financial running of the economy. Three, the position of doctors relating to partial strike is another way omudi chim abainsa in a way coercing government to sign or to agree to a request. Four, the strike has been termed as illegal. Honorable Kennedy Japan.
Medasi, first of all, say we obi ko negotiate. Now take position kura ko kasa illegal. One way untumi and negotiate enya. I think say the government should not use the word illegal to start the negotiations. They should call off the strike. You are ready to work with them. What you say? But the moment you say, "Omo strike, omo kono illegal pay," they will take entrenched position. Esa emubetwi na affect any people. Honestly, I don't know me buy obubo ni maybe so. Now you are confused. Doctors say enye saa no mo kan aban no insist say saa no mo kan.
The doctors are saying that on commodity omo ni aban ko di no, they are not prepared. Say be babonti because between the two parties no, almost a krata e di adanse say nkomo bi omo di wa ha no enka demo. Ade achinya aban mu panyu ba ko reference to
eno no nyina entonche say
they will not respond to the
say no kure. You know, some are saying say enye no kure. Some are also saying say no kure. First, say no kure demands na Ghana Medical Association demand no government. Utiana the politics say omo NNDC abreso na doctors are strike intino o eya odedia ene obua. If indeed it's true of what we've read, so omo demands here aban bia de ba ontumi enye. But again, Obaka fair wages any single spiner. I disagree with you. I disagree with you because obi koye degree course 4 years. Medical school obe 6 years. What do you say? Owie kura before so obe consultant no eno kura no ehu si obe sa akọ another. Enti wohwe time a wo di sua de no a ontumi fan compare obi a wire 4 years. E me kan kire say omu nyina wo aban adwuma muti no e so omu jepe. That I disagree. And we look, me man nyina no me push you omu senka omu be medicine. Why? And he say in America na omu wono a safety net. Say research in bow, a dear bow, omu adwuma omu is safe.
Guaranteed.
Right. What do you say? And he said, "Mentini anye bibia nya no kra no a." We medical doctor. Baby obeko bia no benya adwuma ye adwo. They live well. Me manwa omu ko business no, I advise them say, "Look, if you don't have intention of running your own business, now what do you say? Ubekwa ko rise it to managing director. Research in back, you are the first group ayeyimo because my salary is so. Until mumu adwuma na mu ye no, munye secure compared to those who do science and intermediate. No kurani. Untumi nkan tell me say, "Mimi economics 4 years." It is pay wise no. Many medical doctor work for 6 years no, and you pay because you know you do my buying. That I disagree. What do you say? Okay. You cannot sit here and rule the doctors out completely and nurses. Now I know who woman say. Me wa fa see am man in the kasai. The senior doctor na also free no consultant. Also am koye surgery. Anajo upon 12. And honorable Kofi say okodidi. And when you say the bar say when you attack. Attack na onu nya medical doctor no. Onu no dia no you see UK for friend Mr. Enti omu doctor on duty kra no you can say Mr. So and so who say when colleague doctor. E ja no to form say ni ba so your doctor. And you ko friend no buy no. Just a year with the oxygen. Chromo and Yabiamano. Not one. Or no doctor. Nurse in Yari, she has to pay everything. That we need to change before God the man. We need to change those things. They have no security. So obey Juma as a medical doctor. Not obey we. Not only security. Security meaning adia waba kokura. The pension, our budget, and well, so what here, me politician, yet it. But in 4 years, I get ex gratia. 4 years now, could be one, you get ex gratia to go home. Let's be fair. Oh, and I want to be for profession, Bianca said, and to two Obiadia. No, open create ya, make catch no pain, say. Medical doctors and engineers, under normal circumstances, every school, they are the most brilliant ones. Take it from me lie. The woman have been pa. Any idea with history, no near arts. Business. What you are saying, not business. But Africa, honestly, won't it? And now, and you woman yet useless people are. Communicators who can make comment to me about doctors' name. No, that one we shouldn't go there. But no Ukraine. I no more compare who to America. Look, now you pen or neuroscience, which is $67,000. Now State University of Maryland, dentistry, $42,000, and I'm financial is $7,500. And you pay $35,000. Ukuya there na mutua the school eyi nyina wie enti say ono wa wie we okon sa 7 years enti oba wie na metwam $500,000 enti say manisika say ya I have medical doctors on fees yes na no ne board din pom the back kevas boy bi die na ye almost 11,000 I have home to about 4,000 enti obunya we wie they go outside and be competitive. And the abansu nya money ma won kra. We hear the kind of training and how much they pay. They compete effectively and make money over there. They should also consider that. Oh, no more. But honestly, demands no there. No government. If we MPP, we are CPP. Now, but now there are politics there. All
right. Okay. What can
do? Me will some common positions be said. So be here Jumana or pre di ewo na brabo moa na ehwa asem no na me kan me susuka. To start with no mene yewura kan ya adwen o baabi mene ne so nya adwen o baabi, especially the number of years I train doctors no. For me, answer na ban ebeka say single span ye de be ya adwuma no, mainly they put you into consideration the output. Adwuma obeye di ama wo man no. Because look, so what say who put you into consideration the number of years ye dey training obi ansa na wo dey twa ne car. One way here obi it is 6 years beko training oba obehwe patient baako a day. But the fact still remains that he was trained for 6 years. Another example, obi oba out why 4 years there, why 2 courses 8 years. Maybe I in masters 2 years, until training 10 years. So we are training more years than even the medical doctor. So on the issue of number of years in the year, I humbly disagree. We will have to consider the output. There's no two ways about the fact that doctors are very important in this country. But say me madumana me ye no we here see obi there. Yes. If we do that, we will not be able to bring a strong country and for that matter a strong economy.
Way na was
doctor nini before so beko hospital ho no betimi atra hospital ho no atimi aye adwuma na so obi ko clinic ho to prevent even the disease in the first place. So that person is important. That person is also important.
But you reduce the argument. That's the fact of life. We are there in the city in 19 peda. We were a doctor, we were engineer.
I agree. So you have decided to be a medical doctor, and I have decided to be a farmer. Who say, because I necessarily will have to feed you before you'll be able to do your work as a medical doctor. You are bullying me. I'm not saying that is the case. I'm only building my premise. So who do you know? As a senior, when he say, so if there are issues, let's talk about the issues. If there are issues, let's talk about the issues. I will on any day disagree with anybody. Rebecca said, and as leaders, we must not encourage that. I am telling you. You will be feeling proud. Say, in my ministry, you will be a gatekeeper, a security man be. Now, the second year born one of the way was so
forever ready.
Ready. You do what? So you say to me, "Come be the moment I be man who say all matter no in the community. So on the issue of doctors, no, me feel say I was saying who say, look, me I have decided to be a medical doctor, and I me a science. And you say I agree say. Being medical doctors a subset of one being. But so big other courses, that doesn't mean that you require medical science or being saying that one too. I disagree. Totally disagree.
Circumstances and situations.
Exactly. People get even from JSS to secondary school. It may have very good grade, but because someone has science, very good grades.
That's why I use under normal circumstances.
What I say. So there are even exams for me. Exams cry any year. Minimum beer in the University of Cape Coast. When you are admission, I'll call a course be local in a friend Cambodia course, science for faculty of science or more courses be one follow within the cutoff point, and so personal or more organized. My intensive class, I'm not my exams. Until me pass on more exams now, you see for exams.
Enter.
Then no my admitted into the university. There are people who went through that process and they are first class students. There are people that go through some process.
Cambodia.
At the end of the day, no, I'm first class students. So, and in society, no, more being come on. Since I want to say, Bob was for him. So, me, my Juma here, me, my Juma de, me, Nimwa. Oh, yes, I know who he.
But I said, I take advantage of a doctor for Suamusuno. No person would be here on Ghana for
me birthday a point in the back. Yeah, we know. Yeah, I say, a day in a doctor for edge. Many of the can say, or no, shed the ababon say, no, ya can't be near. Any idea, babyano, a bit to me, amity. So, media, and Camini Moshe Crano. Minim say adwuma yeni ani obi a wafo adwuma no minim hwe kra no untumi nka say chenchen ache me a wafo adwuma no ope say na megie nti wamfa ma me a me nya adwuma no. And in labor law no so we won negotiations and as a negotiation table on strike. So I didn't let's reduce it to the level say you know, no so more increase no e better say see come say increase because I na buy claim to a doctor for crack that is also not the issue. It is not about salary and it is also not as if say need conditions of service but they are looking for an improvement on that condition.
Okay, the GMA is now demanding the following: on-call duty facilitation 20% of salary, basic salary, accommodation 40% of basic salary, fuel, house officer, senior medical officer, 80 gallons per month, fuel, specialist, 90 gallons per month, fuel, specialist consultant, 100 gallons per month, clothing allowance, 30% of basic salary. And it goes, in addition, the GMA is also demanding that the following be instituted, all in addition to their basic monthly salary. Utility allowance, 20% of basic salary month, special risk allowance, 25% basic salary month. Professional allowance, 50% of basic salary. Vehicle maintenance, 20%. Clothing allowance, 30% of basic salary. Overtime allowance should be increased from 40 hours. And then it continues, waiver on importation of vehicles, fully paid postgraduate medical education, fully paid continuous professional development sanction by the Medical and Dental Council, malpractice insurance cover for all doctors and dentists, lump sum long service award, last gross salary times 180, that's 15 years of service, and it goes on and on.
Obviously,
they will not respond.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
But that doesn't mean it's a falsehood.
But for now, we cannot say that this is it. They will not respond.
You say, I don't know, your boss, I'm running news, so I will suit it. Your boss, I'm running. But you see, I am very careful in this matter because, especially a deputy minister, na me wo program we so na enkoye say, oh, instead some be appeal to doctors to go back to the theaters, no, omo every omu kromo.
But we have to be real. I don't know can the Ghana ye timi adwene say ye nye partisan. Ye be kan kra. Go robo me maka say a doctor for you have the right to look out for demands. But you see, from jumping from 30, 20 gallons to 90, 80 gallons.
But I know that you must say,
well,
must be real.
I did the question also, okay. But I think it's in their interest also to come out now.
That's the point. Yeah. Because why do you go on strike and demonstrate or put your issues out there in the public domain? They have always been putting their issues out there in the public domain for all of us.
Dr. Bako say says our demands when you just say we are out of this world and you know.
Oh, but sometimes a decision and you take a leadership of the association. Okay. And I call negotiation table near the other. And the point I'm making is yes, a doctor phone. For example, ebia nipantia or striking government and for that matter the leadership of the country. Umame ete kurabia siu and na wunu abi obrabi. It is likely say a bad affection.
Okay.
So and almost on for be Hippocratic oaths at deben to save lives, no, and this is very important. And you see, Abai is under duress because or say me trauma my crop any the doctor for can my main company. but forgetting say it is the same economy, it is the same pace. I mean, no new taxes now. And one very dangerous precedent so I hear be follow say I don't have to be subsidy when you every pay na for so you muti. So muti my doctor for say dia and yanso say yes is a fata yanso was strike. Nza ban am fa na see form anka say there be I was say me ye de ye na fata na me hwe the rest na me wona no an hwe yi a aban enso de ye nyina ba kwose ba bia ye nyina ye ti kwa ye.
Okay, so an appeal to government communicators and our mom represent aban say best most moderate and some of them some amokeka bi or a share bufu.
But fact once so e won abufu bebre so so bru the best doctor say yes e best both the communicators no
another smart one here me kwa buy ono what yes doctor for munja
but me ni honorable nyadwin baby yeah won doing ka say professions ni nyina no e the same.
If you make us ada.
Omu nyina also mo gi
but choice but important. That's why
important.
Maybe the
but maybe important change because wahaya pra wo.
Papa edukrepa. Good example.
Yeah, wahaya.
Fantastic example. Uko adisa da.
Yes.
Okay. Akwese one be pa.
Ahaya pra wo no. Say manager and take decision.
What
how can you say manager na all control nipa be 15 20 e wa ha no only wo ba ko na e dia cameraman enti anya pe so I want
camera for munyim camera ni na be because camera munyim camera
all I'm saying is
munyim camera
oyi camera ni say see ape manager obi be replace rather way
so the manager is powerful
right
okay so that's it
enti me all I'm saying and again who can over 6 years as 7 years
I know where you are coming from
over 6 years ni 7 years no prayer or another one housemanship. And also 1 year. What the become one, obi call masters and we weird dada. And son we are or percent or specialize here
in a particular field.
Right. And also another.
At the end of the day, what is important to the country is the output.
All right. It is the
output.
It is not only the output. Output is important, but individual professions, you know.
Okay.
But even in the animals kingdom, some are more equal than others.
Okay.
You have to accept that.
Okay.
The profession, say no, any pay no, what are we going to do?
Exactly.
So who would you man who jagu ho says here? With all due respect to you, minister. And Kenya dia will be free mo.
When you feeling this,
right? Will be free mo. Abentina says here, I made banom report to say any pa miensa ewu. And we outside any pa ewu normal anu. What you say? And I was saying, you're training your maybe. But I still stand on my point to say, if at the end you true pass, these are their demands. Ghana, your standard way, yet to be entry. And the Omo and massaging your macacra.
Mamma, your politics, ya example. In my constituency, Untuminka says, Sabi Perdiasa, a branch chairman, more important than the constituency chairman or the regional chairman. That is understandable. But the moment Ubema branch chairman na feel say we important saying and that we use our position to bully.
I know they obey me as sabotage.
So that is the point. I know they. What do you say? Look, in every society, in every
there are classes.
Some me constituency. Me some your guy who.
Okay.
Occasion be as no. Me na me chairman. So I say, but you say MP wa man ho so do and am so ye MP na ya to aba man no hwe yo da bia kwa me na me ye MP nti munyem say me na me so I also my electorate no so ehun say they are also important nti ye leaders who must not encourage. That's what I'm saying.
But every baby now who say they are important.
That's also important.
They say doctors no mo be who say they are important.
That's also important.
That's what they are doing now.
Okay, so that's it. But you know, we can kasana. Ya acknowledge say mudimu na mosum yebo. Nemo in some amodi atopono so the kinken say na tie dia. They say dey na simple. Monsa nkona mo ni aban ko din komo na aban so ntie mu asopem. Enka se dia ba ye ntimi nemo e be so mase. E wa ha. Na yasosom kakra.
And that can only happen when they are the
yes, you have to go back.
Yes.
Ghana for is an appeal, doctors.
No, that be our show ni pano na or
that's another point to
on different things.
Issues.
Yes, on different issues.
Conditions of service
and
then salaries.
Oh, that be na ya ka say o doctor for call striker na ya ka ne sa. Nti obi hu say bia strike no mo ko no e won katua ho strike. Ana say e won allowance ho strike. Ana say doctors have never gone on strike and now some more government some more cause strike because of their conditions of service. They started somewhere. They were in the negotiation process.
Okay.
Until a bit about said there was a timer. No more come market you one because of single spine.
Okay.
And now buy fix it. No, we no. What there be conditions of service?
The Abubo Bano and no shall be anymore. I say Socratic nurses so Atiafa so.
We may even see worse because
not gratiful concerned teachers, judicial service. Attorney General. So
no, and that is the more reason why government also careful, not the nice form, and government should not be, push or pull over.
Okay.
Why we are, no, you'll be compelled to do same to subsequent organizations.
Now, okay, pull over and they say, make your pull over. Okay, where's my journey? So,
on the swag, no.
Hey, I compare. 1760. Hey, text message line. Fabre and Jibrede TV Kama. IMF4. Hong Kong and the Duswa ABD. IMF to review Ghana's performance ahead of second bailout tranche. And Ghana will soon know whether it qualifies for the release of the second tranche of funds and the IMF program. It has entered into some $114 million. Is expected to be released to Ghana by the Bretton Woods institution after a review of the country's economic performance this month. The executive board of the IMF will be assessing a report submitted to it by its mission to Ghana in July on government's performance. So that's just the usual process is for them to, is for the team to come like what we did and have meeting with the authorities. Then we finalize all the documents. If approved, Ghana will be left with 6 more disbursements under a 3-year program, which is expected to put the economy back on track. So all along, we are dependent still on
this. Kwabra, so we share figures now. It clearly tells you that the government has failed us. So as a nation, we need IMF to come and assess us just for $114 million. How? And who born dog? Say $114 million. Intino, I say IMF be assessing it. Who say ya ye adwuma ye send ye fata and sign ye release it. I just say abana fail. Right there. It's a prayer for look, ebi ni yansa nkoku ya so kura sesi ya. Me say ya bubu ayanka. Ahwidi keke. Say ya kasi ye dua ahwidi wo Ghana ha in the valley bottom since you awura mu ni agino. Ahwidi alone can give us over $500 million. Agidi keke because we sugar free more ubenya molasses wo de beye ensa wo ye ensa ni wi a wo betimi de aye plywood sawdust no after plywood no wo betimi a generate power uko India omu a aye sugar plant yina omu ankasa senioma omu na generate on power what you say aye misplaced priorities ne wonti a ema I am beka che say $114 million. I mean, person may cancel be around the same $100 million. $100 million.
No, it's on IMF.
Also, what maybe.
But me can't just say but maybe can send me if we are raising this money for, we are raising this money for Sierra Leone. What makes you think that we can't raise this? I'm telling you, I can get 2-3 Chinese a year. They'll raise this money. Now, paying IMF whole your corporate team. One baba no me dimbe 14 million already. Team na do mo ba aye be say ni eyi. Omo akasa baba no. Omo de omo consultant ni wan e na fi baba. Sika ni na sa ko ba.
Unim de ken ntia ken de kasa no. Ono wa ye bi da arrangement no wa arrange bi ama.
Yeah. So I know. If I'm arranging
if you can arrange just 2 people to get higher 14 million, why can we?
I mean, betting contract cost how we put the package together for them. What you say? So all I'm saying is, we have to admit, you're failing. What is the way forward? What can we do? Even when you're discussing from a well, if we set our priorities straight, now, this is the way we are going now. I am telling you, the agric sector can give us more money than oil. But we don't know what we are doing.
As a result of what?
Negligence, dishonesty, corruption. What do you say? Why is it that they are coming to assess us? Because Omo who said, Yesikano, Send any acquire your first year project. Maybe I say project back. No private person also koya. It will cost you $10 million. A buy it will cost a buy $100 million. Maybe my local typical example. A direct kamisi market stores and share the same amiibo, which should not cost me more than 30,000. Honorable assembly for koya dianima and kofono koya juman. Meanwhile, I'm no agree say 30,000. Assembly requires 70,000 for each share. Why? Why? One more can say, they have admitted say they will use 30,000 to do it. Honorable share in the news saying 1 BI 70. If you come on for 140,000 just for 2 shares. It will for supermarket. Why? Now me be so say, hey, how? So yes, sir. And it goes on and on, different places, everywhere. And why? Well, we have to be a bit sincere to ourselves. Say, or minor, yeah, boy. What is important? Me say, at the end of the day, me baby, me want fast be able to every school. No one so any juma ye because say at the end 100, a 10 also the year now the 100 koya why 1. But say a 10 now the 10 which me a 10.
Then I am dishonest.
Insecurity is one, and greediness. Onipano area wako pension. Unti why am I for a bokrom, civil servant, public politicians? Say who here juma no nim say America say who here juma or person who at the age 60 no or see 401k ne insurance one or kabomwa sika say no benya bia befie until he's happy to work for the company. Ghana, they don't have that security. Workers don't have that security. Until so okoye juma no now we're doing say hey na me ko pension at the age of 60
yeah na me
right into your honor now I started omu was star bi say mpa say ukoye oya de ama o pesika je afro no the paper na to chen but even me a juma private company kra gabi pioneer fu ze bia no me payment kra no o de ahye na yi ase na me mpanfo na eko ye be kwa na because you did not see it. Who are you?
It's who na enye
I don't know who. Who renting the place now? Nuclear electricity 99,000 plus diesel 62,000. Now Obi be who? Do your work.
Because
you not your well, but insecurity now anymore and so and Ukraine and moi and manipulate corrupt. And now akatuano also there are necessary and also manipulate corrupt. And not dishonesty. Onipan especially a Belgium. Officer and yet media. Who kwabna santi ya fa wa badwuma na wo yadwuma wo yire ho yepe no mo bu akutia and wa fa adwuma bobo wo fi so papa japade ya ba discourage you
and you join them.
Yeah, it's productive man hours. That be at say me honorable conference. Reduced. It is so many factors. Magana yankoyeni. Say you betimi akoyeni mo as politicians we should take the lead first. Let us be seen say you're honest, you're sincere. We are committed, say, you be magana akonenim. Ewo yeni ya yebeye. Ewo dwumam. Mebo ya me yiwedi. What the Christ kraba? Mesi me yiwedi. Papa we oti we. Okesu wo yi nipa na dia. Ubon say, let us tin and then matis a custom ni bia yi na di. Omo di aye politics say, Mahama boys and a whole lot of things. And my yam koyenim. Enti aban no also another one chronicle story bi anam no kan ai was NBC for and actual letter comma President Mahama say onhwe ni nua Ibrahim ni yi wa hwe ni yi a onu na begu wo maban what you say
it's in the chronicle.
Yeah, it's in the chronicle. Well, also almost sitting back omo hu mi o mabi if President Mahama de be ya juma if he say good advice na the youth no e de amano so and leadership by example.
Okay.
Let us be seen, say, we are honest. But the perception out there, they say, politicians, we are corrupt. Well, and it makes it difficult for Obia to age. Now, I don't make anyone will be catching him honorable say, and crap. Say, civil servants now work no more. They don't take any instructions, politicians, remember. I don't know how far is that true. They were telling me yesterday, a renowned lawyer being an catch him say, the system not break it down.
Most of them are saboteurs.
What you say?
It's guaranteed.
Well, so we are honest. We didn't kurapa na say what mean say ya the simple ma say fa adwuma. What the simple adwuma and obi ahu say simple ni a. Ehɔ no wonya gidie na so obi ekɔ na simple ba say taku a. But you catch as a crash throw na odi. Okay. One thing say there, o ma fail for $114 million. Hey. And we can syndicate it easily. Why do you have to go to World Bank now? Hardships be already buy a so and that's some people.
All right. I can do.
In my humble opinion, Honorable Canada Japan was stretching this issue too far. In first, some say beyond its elasticity limit.
At the limit,
I mean, it's a very simple and a fundamental procedure.
As a result, IMF will review us.
You know, IMF for let me calm down. Any IMF for when she say, whether we like it or not, we are already into it. Whether we like it or not, there's a procedure. Say, minu mi enunkunya ye kosi ye no de nyina ye gitu musa oben no aso waye. So what I say, why ya maybe so I was say me this sika bi ebesha wo economy nim. That very good. But answer I was say me hwe say, sa nyema na minu mi enu ye gitu musa ye beye no waye. And no nkyere say, what that says sika no aban has come to a halt. Or there's no money in this country and we need this money at all costs before this country survives. No. So what I say. And so then the good news is that, and I know the good news, you will not be comfortable with the good news because the IMF is saying that abaya there.
So the money is coming.
The money is coming. Inti sabi in painful no must be say. Yes, nam do and say coin. Inti even if it is $1, $1 That's a buying say IMF say oh yeah they become more even billions of dollars now more already in the answer a just to give a say the strength of our currency a demand and supply. So the more the major trading currencies here want to do our country anymore and my currency never into my prefer. And so it becomes a good news for businessmen like you like Japan. Some time ago, about 2, 3, 4 months ago, na city no opejani husi wana ontimi nyina hokra enne se num pempen so ikra ye nyina ye pene kra na ba bia dru sesi enu eye
right we are sure
yes that one I can say that one don't come and bully me here no as compared to about 3 4 months ago
and 4 months so just 1 month last month and they shoot two
look whether we like it or not, but the dollar no ekokodu mre bi ansa na dip no nenye. And so
going
forward, I said me I am optimistic. I say aboni through.
So your propaganda with 114 million that's
we are obia compared to the I say speculation
no but me told me Friday me told my bank
I am optimistic say the more inflows now
3.7
I am telling you sir I am very hopeful say the sika we are kase urban na syndicated loan ko syndicated loan so eba be kan ho a dollar no only option bia say so beti it as for dollar you can't keep it on I mean the rate at which are increasing no want to mean keep no on a stable platform for more than 2 months encore 0.01 up 0.01 down. But the rate at which at any case, no, want to me, I maintaining for the 4 years. Until the fact of the matter, they say, see the need, and answer carries in the ever fluctuating. But this is a simple fact, say, a buying. Abon home wedding, or CSC payroll, no, or clinic, near ma, I was say, yeah, not buying, and that's my father to my perfrano, a buying a yeah, okay, you be saying escape.
Well, you're also not lucky.
Didn't buy a veggie.
Lucky about for the Arabia that the crown called us, we have a condomo. For Dr. Yabua, I was 0243201244, and I was 0277465855. In rapport with almighty controversial voters register for 2016. Now, NDC's position is clear. No. NPP's position is clear. Yes. Another 2016 battle. Voters register.
Kwabra Medasi, Bisa, who said, Argentina, NBC for say no. So you see, Yanko clean register. Who interested? So who him say, Unye Bibia woman. Argentina, Makwan say, look, we are registered for because court to Kuraka say, Ebimo the national health insurance there, it is not accepted. Argentina, question, who interested? NBC for interest, and say, they have bloated the register. Yeah, you know, because I may say, boy, no, none of friend. Omo Ivorians. I have to do my for you. Who is over the man? I have to do. Me John Di. Me John Di. Me John Di. Me say Omo Ivorians. Omo Spinters Road. Omo Spinters Road.
Ivorians.
Yes, Spinters Road. Omo ne recruit Ivorians. NDC form be register woman. Omo register omo no magic.
As for this
omo can. Alright, mama we na so waka dey. It's a fact. Me say, me want documents. Make me above voice. Bibi a chiro. Boy ni bo ni di pe na no friend. Say o person oni me kasa na nya no kre. E friend na Arafat. Oni go friend womi. That is what they do. Omo wo akwadi was so auto gold. Wo ye ha wo kuro side wo buzi a wo wanchi or concessioner or ye gold wo adwuma ono enwo o recruit Burkinabes mu register then akwa bi an o timi fie nche redco o woni sikant yam no wasa o sa ye sa adwuma fono ema NDC o wo voter regi ho ono so na register nkofo from Togo and these are facts upa mebo na 2 video you capture a woman machine no across the border register Lomi. Well, let us speak the truth. Yeah, Western region, me one listing, meaning some topics say na be raise here and come to buy. But I don't know question mark who say Ukraine. They themselves admit say Omo Cote d'Ivoire side no. Omo ye Ghana for. That's the well say Omo ye Ghana for and then this for your smart co register there. That I don't have a problem. But they are Ivorians, they are Burkinabes, Togolese,
register.
Yes, almost register. And Minia, all we are saying is, look, let us clean the register. Fair election. Who win here, when we need, we don't have a problem. But with this evidence that we have and the decision from the court, how can you tell me? Because I know Fredia, and you know what, and I was on play.
What do you lose?
Yeah, you don't lose anything, and you're sicker. What do you say? What is NBC beef? Why? So we see.
Maybe a time wasting.
Time. Do you call that wasting? Sabi. Nyami amfa for fiama na entokwa bi besi ya tiseya because of election one. Do you call that time wasting? It is not. Bibi anywhere, asumbi anywhere, sika etmito. Okay. What I say? Okay. And so please, Minister, ufri here kwa. Sa adamant position say it is all because of your interest. Because Deputy Minister bi ko share thing. O share om na some okachi om ni say. They shouldn't worry. If they don't change the register there, it's a done deal. They've won the election. But they changing register there, they are in trouble.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. Deputy Minister.
Okay.
How could she attain?
Okay.
For the minister intentionally said the problem is saying to you was see. My changing register.
About 3-day capacity building was Ashanti region.
And we're buying to
building capacity.
One country.
I will humbly advise the MPP. They should spend their energy in putting their party together. Okay. That's the surest way they can win power. Oh, I see the Kosi party basically a Pascal. And so, if they have any energy, I will humbly advise them. Say they should put their house in order and start
voters register.
Oh, I'll come there. I'll come there. Until you see a chance here, I am my youth in a capacity to know who is the polling agent, who is supposed to vote. Now, Nipa no me can't say you and I were not there. So that is what we have started doing, putting our party together, building the capacity of the youth on behalf of Makwakwaya campaign. So for me, that is the humble advice I will give the MPP. Now on the register, you see, the MPP is quick to level allegations upon allegations. Oh, Togo for, oh, Burkina Faso for, oh, Cote d'Ivoire for. You know why? The reason is simple, and sometimes they think that they are smarter than us. The reason is simple. Because those areas are the stronghold of the NDC. So, we call the northern part of the country now, Burkina for a shared border now, at the stronghold of the NDC. We call some parts of the Volta region, our Togo for a shared border now, and the stronghold of the Volta region is the stronghold of the NDC. We call baby, me have to do any Cote d'Ivoire for shared borders, including my constituency now, and the stronghold of the NDC. And then the young can say, foreigners, ye recruiting foreigners, but be registering for example, let me.
But evidence is coming now.
Not evidence.
Now me will be.
Oh, allow me to make a submission. What evidence? What evidence? What evidence?
Hey.
What evidence? Evidence, Ben.
Missy evidence, baby.
Let me continue. Maybe I can put your evidence out. That doesn't mean, say, what I'm saying doesn't mean, say, Obi go beyond a could in the Bonibia, we should not bring the person to book. So, but look, in my constituency, Obi, I will Cote d'Ivoire. One who, where such a name, and not Cote d'Ivoire.
Hey.
Must I follow me debate? Submission. We don't hear whatever you have put it out there, and let's not discuss. So a lot of evidence. Obi, I will Cote d'Ivoire, or a session mapa, and I control Cote d'Ivoire. Or I can. Look, of course, I'm Yamiana. Obi, Ivorian, no full crowd Ganem. Obi, a Canadian, no full Cote d'Ivoire.
To trash him.
Yeah, Bako.
Okay.
Nti obi again ni obet makot na Cote d'Ivoire say mrenu so na nipa na every Cote d'Ivoire ba aba be register also oye Cote d'Ivoire ni oye Ghana ni
e be discuss but I don't know this confirm some omode baba say this is what people are really taking advantage of, but and the we are be this alcohol so that when we meet next time we this review na
yeah
and no man can local government minister betina Emmanuel for Collins that betina o se bonini they akoso biara contract ne sa de bebrebe na bonini it in my you asutri
wait hold on
a simple question why have you on several occasions singled out Ibrahim Mahama repeatedly?
I know clear sense me
repeatedly. Why do you have a problem with
no, that is why I have a problem with NDC for
why me it worries me go on several occasions
enti emra Ibrahim eko top plane na Ghana for NPP for press conference adenti na photo plane adenti na me kasati say moya sa mo inspire Ghanaians to be on top and mo nyai sa negative you know enu dia wan kan say bi chire Ibrahim because I supported them adenti na oya de na nya na wo kan dia then you have a problem. This publication is your own NDC for Emma Eka. Emma warning to President Mahama. So, Abi Amakana, a dear mistake in my wow voice. And I did letter, Ekoma President say, look, who me and control, and yes, sir, or the be higher 2016. Is a bad idea. And all I wanted to show you, he said, more problem maybe you
see the reality
so
on the
if you are talking about MPP
okay no let me
politics is real
listen who is minister next president you remember be catch you say obetimi akoye kole adwuma ma wonti what's some machines amano one man document bia no contract
Ghana your politics na ye
what are you talking about
with all respect Ghana your politics no for example NDC for us say no crime in kind full story no NDC for us wa ka say omo ka chere the reality on the ground is that with the politicians for example in my constituency say me brother be aya ade you and I say enyu the moment my brother need be back in the public nobody be family so there's that, you understand there's that temptation say obi party ni be obeka chem say honorable anyone you an nkasa e be nipa ne kura na all kasa minim ni nkasa no asem ne kwa woni but the fact say me no ni din keeps coming up in the media now and also affecting me you know obi be advise me say honorable anyone that doesn't mean
but the president should have an interest
yes no, but that doesn't mean say people are now the issue is that now the issue is that media as far as I'm concerned the current issue ni bonia Ibrahim Mahama aye nyina ne say abayin fa the machines in mreme na mean to me enya ade free of charge and fancha abayin the bone of contention here is that Honorable Japan feel say machines in any dia. There should be that kind of documentation.
Precisely. That is all. That is all.
But this should not be stretched.
It should be. It should be.
Say,
do you know the amount
to the center? Yeah,
it's not a normal issue.
Why is it not a normal?
Without any documentation.
I am not saying say. I am not saying say.
Let us not talk about that.
No. Listen to me.
There's a lapse there. There's a lapse.
Probably you are not getting it right.
Probably.
The point I am making is that what Ibrahim Mahama has done now, they say, oh yeah, Juma free.
We don't need the free aspect.
We need it.
Process. How many Ghanaians will get the presidency writing to them say, assume I make Kwabena Santi, Messim Papa pay his architectural background. Bese me sit down be bring Tabama, me grade the caterpillar. How many Ghanaians will get that privilege? Let us not go there. The point is that whether Ibrahim or whatever, he's a Ghanaian.
You see?
Let's go through the process and get it right.
You know what you are doing?
No,
you are killing people's spirit for working for Mother Ghana.
It is not true.
Oh my God! You are changing the bit.
What are you talking about?
You are changing the bit. No, Ghana, Libya, Ghana, Libya, that is the person. That is the person. Let us play an even. The president, expertise. Discussion, yeah.